What's up, guys? It's Spirit Wave here again, back with another Union Arena video. And today we got round two, which is going to be my blue Bleach versus my buddy Colt's red Asta deck. We start with the Ichigo, we draw one, trash the Kisuke. And yeah, it was just starting like any other game. We kept our hand, we're able to play the game. Let's start to get our energy online and see what we can do. This red Asa deck has a lot of removal, and we do not. So we're gonna have to see some pieces if we want to keep bodies on board and win the game. So let's see what we can do here. He plays that I don't know how to pronounce his name, Libre, I think it is, and he puts the top card underneath it. He plays Noel and he passes back to me. I'm gonna try and commentate the red Asta plays as best as I can because I don't know a lot about the deck. I'm still learning about it. It is pretty new. But we move the Ichigo up. We play Zangetsu in the back. We draw one, trash one with Rukia since we do not have an action two in the front line, but we do get some filter and we discard the Bankai because our hand must be looking pretty good or we must have another Bankai in life. And we swing and we get the first special out of life. And we also left the action point up. Like I said, you don't really want to overextend in this game. So, sometimes if the board is open like this, it just is what it is. He plays out Asta Raid and he does not KO anything, but then he gets two big bodies in the front line. He plays out the I don't know that guy's name, I'll be honest. I know it's not for action two, and he comes in active. And we get a Rukia raid out of life, and we just raid the Rukia just to get a body on field. And that's just like I said in the last video. You always want to keep your with this deck, you always want to keep your energy online so you can get those raids out of life and essentially play out a 4K body for free. No action point involved. You're just getting a body on board for free because that's just you were able to keep your energy online. We tap one to get an extra draw, and our hand might be a little bricked here. So sometimes when your hand is a little bricked and you don't really have your plays, you just kind of gotta sometimes play your bodies out raidless. In the words of my buddy Jose, a 4K body is a 4K body. And we swing into life, and there's second special out of life, and he KOs our Ichigo, but we still have three 4K bodies on the field. Sometimes people want to raid into everybody, and realistically, you run 8 raids, and realistically, in a gaming union arena, the game moves so fast, you are not going to be able to raid into 8 bodies, on the field. So sometimes you just got to get bodies out, and it is what it is, and you got to play with what you have. So he's doing something with Asta here. I think he's thinking about the next action point. I believe he action point drew. No, he played Libre for one. Did he? Oh, he's raiding into Asta though. 5 cost Asta to KO our Rukia, and now he's swinging 4K. He's swinging and he's attaching a card to the Asta. But we get another raid out of life. We get an Ichigo, and we play it in the back because we don't want to mess up our energy. So we're still at 4 energy moving into the next turn. We minus both of his bodies by 15. So now we can block out with our 4K bodies that we played earlier. And I'm just sitting here explaining to him that Ichigo minuses the two bodies. Wanted to minus the two bodies that did not swing. So I minus them both by 15K. And like I said, we're passed back to us. Our opponent basically his pressure was alleviated by one Ichigo raid. So always make sure that your energy is set up. And we're sitting here thinking, can we move up? Can we move up? We tap to draw again, which I said is not really a thing you really do all the time in this deck, but sometimes I will tap to draw again if I have Bankai in hand just to kind of get that filter and see some more plays. So, it's all situational with this deck. This deck is so now we use Ichigo effect to essentially draw two and give him when attacking draw a card. So draw three essentially just off of activating that Ichigo effect. And now we play in the 0 cost Ichigo to draw one, trash one. We trash the Orihime because our energy is already online, or we probably have another Orihime in hand. That's probably what we're thinking about playing right now is another Orihime possibly. But we Bonkai. Our opponent's board is looking somewhat threatening, so we're just trying to get some bodies on field and kind of answer that board. We play the two cost Rukia to search an action two, and you don't have to discard off that, which is pretty good. We play Orihime to bounce a card, bounce Zangetsu, and probably add back his name is Zangetsu back to our hand. And we swing with Ichigo 4K when attacking, draw a card. And yeah, now it's up to our opponent to see if he wants to take. He most likely will. You don't want to give up those bodies on the field. And at this point, there was a lot happening in the shop, and I think at this point I need to I reminded him like, oh, I'm just swinging 4K at you, man. Yep, just reminded him, and there's nothing. We swing another 4K. He gets a Noel raid, and we swing another 4K, and it's another brick. So you know, we're getting some bodies on field, but our opponent, like I said, is still playing Asta, and Asta does have removal between the two specials that he saw and these 5 cost Astas. There's a lot going on with this deck. So right now, I'm just in here asking him, how does this whole thing work? Because I know these 5 costs essentially they don't die, but essentially they become unrated the more the game goes on. I don't really understand it, but he's explaining it to me. Let me know in the comment sections if you guys understand it. But I know those 5 cost Astas, they don't stay up forever. But it seems as though he was being able to put rested cards underneath his Astas pretty consistently. He gives us a um, third special, and then he raids into Noel to where we have to block. So, like I said, not only does his deck have removal with the Asta 5 cost Asta, but it has removal with Noel if you run her. So essentially, when she's played and he's counting his events, if she has 4 events, you have to block her, and she can't be blocked by 3K or more. So he swings 4K. Um, no impact or anything, just 4K. And we're thinking if we get an active trigger, we can block that Noel. So and I think in theory he should have swung with the Noel first, but he doesn't. So we get that active trigger, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly what we wanted. So now we can save our bodies that we would have had to block with Noel. And then we get an Renji, we have to add to hand, and then we block that Noel. So we essentially alleviated some pressure there because he didn't swing with the Noel first. So if your opponent has to block and it can't be blocked with a 3K or more and it has impact, just swing with the impact first. But now pass it back to us. We Renji, we tap 2, we restand 1 by discarding a card. And then we play bounce Ichigo to bounce the impact back to hand because we're only at 2 life and we don't really want to see any impact cards on the field. And we're deciding on what we're gonna bounce, but we're probably gonna bounce the Noel most likely because she is just a problem. And I'm thinking like, oh yeah, he can raid into her next turn if he wants to, but he's gonna need to use action points to do that. So I'm okay with him using action points to play a raid again if he wants to. We use Renji effect to restand if there's an action 2 on the front line, and we draw 1, trash 1 with the Ichigo, and draw again with his name is Zangetsu. We swing 4K with the Rukia, he blocks. We swing 4K again, he blocks. We swing 4K again, he takes, and it's a draw card trigger. Pass back to our opponent. We're at 2 life, we've got a full board, and we still have our energy established. Always keep an eye on my energy. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think that is the key to mastering this deck. Always keep your energy online just in case you get a Rukia or Ichigo raid. I'm telling you, it is important. It is important. It's hard to do, but if you can do it and somehow master it, which I'm trying to do, I'm telling you, you will have success in this deck. And if you restand your Renjis, you will have success in this deck. People special those Renjis like he did just now, and that was the 4th special. Looking back on this game, he saw 4 specials against us. 4 specials. 4 specials, 2 Asta raids, and a Noel raid. So I don't want to hear anything along the lines of our opponent low rolled. Our opponent is high rolling, but we're we have bodies on field. We have a full hand, and yeah, we have to block with a Noel. She has impact, but we, it is what it is. We survived the turn, and that's all we need to do. We just need to survive so we can go into our plays. We move up our Ichigo. What we're gonna do now? We're gonna raid Ichigo minus both of the Asta and the Noel. And let's see what we do here. We're probably gonna Ichigo effect. Yep. Draw one trash one to get some filter. We filter out the Kisuke. And then we action two Renji. We discard one to restand. And then we're probably gonna raid into Rukia here. Yep, we Juji show, so we're getting even more draw. We draw one, place one at the bottom, give our Ichigo double attack, then we raid into Rukia to rest something. We rest the impact, we restand Renji because we have an action two in the front line, and we're swinging double attack with our Ichigo. Yep, we swing again, and that is GG's. Man, that is GG's. Our opponent saw four, not one, not two, not three, four specials our opponent saw, and somehow, some way, by the grace of God, we were able to survive. I'm telling you, this blue bleach deck in the right hands, it is dangerous. The stun, the filter, the draw power is crazy. I'm not gonna hype it up and say it's the best deck in format, but it's definitely tier one. And if you're watching this video and you need tips on blue bleach, you know, feel free to comment. I will get you in contact. I'm not the best blue bleach player, but I will get you in contact with people who know these combos, and I will give you the best advice I can give you. But I'm telling you, if you want to play bleach, blue bleach is the wave. I know purple is still one of the strongest colors in my opinion, but blue bleach is a deck to be reckoned with. And as you saw, we were able to somehow, some way handle the removal our opponent had just based off of the tempo that we got out of raids, out of life, and our drop power. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Subscribe for more Union Arena and One Piece content, and I will see you again in the next video. Peace.